Um, listen, you got the Joe and Jada show, and I
Right,
seen that you commentated on something,
right,
and
right.
this is in correlation with the low hanging fruit and things of that nature. Now, it's
Absolutely.
kind of contradicting to what you're saying because they just got a Netflix deal, Joe and
No,
Jada.
no, no, no. I don't think Joe and Jada is low hanging fruit at all.
But you
Not at all.
commented on the
No, no,
Young
no.
Buck
That
situation.
that one time with the young buck, I said that. I felt that, and I said it. I said that they, when I'm watching them, they was doing amazing with the way they do it, and even how when Joe does tell a street show story, he makes it comedy, to whereas that you're not leading these young guys. Like I gave the flowers, but what he did with Young Buck was wrong in my opinion. And that's when he went for the low hanging fruit. But on the most part, when they're talking hip hop, the guests they have, the look of the show, they're not going there with it. And for sure, Jada's not trying to go there with it. You could tell, but Joe is the show. Joe, you could tell was like he's the vocal one. And I felt like that's what you don't want to do. I felt like you guys come so far away from that that you don't want that. Like leave that to the what they call the dirty side of YouTube or the dark soul.
That's what he called. He called the dirty niggas, and I hope
Yeah.
I ain't amongst the dirty niggas because I
Well,
used
no,
to
no, but
be a
I've
young
heard that term.
ashy nigga.
I've heard that term before. I've heard that term before, but you know what I mean. But when you talk in the street, see now I'm noticing people starting to get more political with Trump, and I'm starting to see a couple of guys. And I don't like. I'm not giving no names or whatever because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to keep it. I'm not trying to make it, general. I'm just subjective. Like my thing is, I mean, general, not so subjective. My thing is, if all you have is just a platform just to have problems and just talk shit about people, then that. And I mentioned that about Cam's platform when he was going at Clarissa and going at, and that's all I said about him. And I guess this guys got mad about that. But I'm just saying what I see. You see, I've been in this game doing major things, you know what I'm saying? And, again, I was part of a company that held hip hop to a standard. We were kind of the gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying, when we was at the Source magazine. And we held hip hop to a standard where a lot of this trash and a lot of this non-talented uh, type of music is coming out now, and artists are because they really focusing on whoever's doing some crazy shit on YouTube now. So I mean on the internet. So, I know what it is. And when I speak, it's just speaking from a mature perspective and something that nobody else is gonna say, obviously. Ain't no one else saying. Just because I'm 60, I don't have to have a mind of somebody that's 25, 26 and just go for whatever's going for. I'm going to speak my mind of a 60-year-old as I should. And I just thought it was irresponsible, when they tear somebody down. Just come out the blue and tear them down, just out the blue. Like there was nothing warranted. It's one thing if you have an opinion on somebody of something, and your opinion's against them. But it's another thing where you just pop out, hey man, look, one day, man, I seen Young Buck and me and my guys beat the shit out of him. Like, where did it come from? Why? You know what I mean? It's like you want to get like, nah, that's not what got you there. And why you bullying Buck? You know what I mean? And I'm not sticking up for Buck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sticking up for what's right from how I see it as somebody in hip hop and as somebody who's matured. And I brought up the time when we had it, when we had our little thing going on. I'm sure he doesn't like that. You
You
know what
and
I'm
who? You
saying?
and who had something going on?
When me and Joe had something.
And what took place?
We
Fill
had a little
me in. Fill
we
me
had a
in.
little no, I'm saying we had a little situation, and it was at the same club, Privé, but it was opium, I
Okay,
think they
that
called
part.
it.
Let's take it back to
Same
Privé
club. No,
then.
no, it was
That
at How
part.
Can I Be Down? How Can I Be Down with Terror Squad.
Okay
We
then.
I was
Yeah.
deep with my Boston niggas,
Okay.
and we, you know what I'm saying, I think I seen Cube and Mac 10. I think Dub C was there. Rest in peace, Pun was there. I mean, we was deep. And man, we kind of going past each other. His man with him was in front of him, said some shit to me. I stole him, and then everybody just started fighting. All my niggas, all his niggas. Now I know he wasn't fighting. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to disrespect Joe. I'm just telling the story. Not trying to say in a disrespectful way, but yeah, it was pretty much Cuban, Triple Six, and those guys who was fighting them. You know what I'm saying? Joe kind of must have step to the side, which like he's the boss and he got his guys fighting. There's nothing the matter with that. I get it. I get it. You know, I think could be some boss shit too. But I'm just saying he wasn't fighting. It was all of us. And you know what I'm saying? We kind of got the best of that night. And you could talk to Cuban and Sace. Me, Cuban, and Sace got real cool after that and started working on Baby Pun's album. And I got them a nice check. You know what I'm saying? And like men, we talked because there was no guns, no knives. It was just niggas throwing fists. So, I mean, I just like, come on, man. Like we got a lot, there's a lot, I got a lot more stories. But I'm
Nah,
just
that
not I'm
story.
not but I'm not gonna like just jump out the blue and be irresponsible in the way I tell them. I thought if it came up, if Buck was on the show, if it came up in a certain way, there's just a way to do it. It's like my mother said, it's not what you say sometimes, it's how you say it. And God rest my mom.
Facts. Fact. Got rest in peace, mom. Though.
Yes, yes, sir.
Rest in
Yes,
peace,
sir.
my mama. Carmel Gals, Carmel D.
Absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean? Misu, my
absolutely.
mom's.
Yup,
Rest in
absolutely.
peace, my pops too.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean,
Shout out
Robert
to
fan
Schnapps.
fan.
My father's still here, man. So
Robert Jean fan fan. All right, that
yes,
part. Shout out to Snops and all that, man.
yes,
Rest in peace,
yes,
all of them. Right.
yes.
All right. So now that story, ironically enough, I recall the story. You said you kind of say Fat Joe. You alluded to him trying to like skedaddle up out of there.
Yeah,
It
yeah. Well, I
sounded
mean,
a
he
little
got
bit.
he
It
got
didn't
he got
sound.
to
You
the
sounded a little bit more diplomatic when you're
he
saying
got
it
to.
right
But
now.
look it, because I'm trying to be. I'm trying
Okay.
to be.
Okay.
I really get because if I am, I'm trying to be.
Okay. Ain't
Sometimes
listen. This ain't about blowing nobody up, but this is
sometimes no.
historical in hip hop. Same way that.
Sometimes
Allow me one
sometimes
moment. Wait one moment. Watch this. Fat Joe commemorates hip hop. We're gonna
legend,
commemorate everything on this
legend.
platform.
Fat
Shit
Joe's a
not going
legend.
by. We want to know what's going on. These are street stories, and we
Absolutely,
support Fat Joe on this platform. Same way we support you. You
absolutely,
get me? So if somebody comes
absolutely.
speaking about you, regardless of the fact, we still
Right.
gonna commemorate and make sure we, you know what I mean, and
Absolutely.
hold you
Fat
up there.
Joe's a legend. Fat Joe's a legend. You can't take his contribution to hip hop lightly. And I understood that. I just told the story of what happened that night. And I said that because I wanted to just make an example of as OGs in the game, we have to do better. Everybody got stories, everybody's stories of violence. Usually when you bring that shit up, it just creates tension that was why bring up tension that was 20 years old? I just brought it up to be just to kind of teach a lesson, not teach a lesson, but to kind of just, hey, listen, man, we don't need none of this because everybody takes L's. I've taken them. It happens. You know what I'm saying? We can't have a platform and just think that we the greatest and then try to put other people down. We got to show that everybody's shoulder to shoulder here. Nobody wants to be put down. Nobody wants to be thought of just because you might be more famous than I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I'm trying to just put a balance of what's out there because there's too much testosterone and ego. You know what I'm saying when it comes to these stories.
No, I
Too much
agree with you.
testosterone. A lot of these stories are old, so when you rehash them, the way you talk about them counts. If you talking about them all super tough and you know what I'm saying, it's like a nigga be like, "Damn, you still got problems with me, nigga?" Like, nah, man, you got to be diplomatic. You should, especially if you are older. That's what maturing and being older is. And if you can, at least try. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Nigga want to be rooting tooting all his life. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I don't got to get on here and portray all that gangster. I really don't. I really want to portray something so that these kids can stop killing each other and not just trying to say that. I love smiling. I love being cool. I love helping. I love talking about stories. And if there's stories that happen, that there was violence and maybe something happened, well, there's ways to tell them without disrespecting.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, keep in mind, to my credit, brother, I didn't come up with this story. I seen
No,
actually
no,
online
no,
you
no,
spoke
no,
about it a
no,
couple
no.
days
Listen,
ago.
come on,
So
come
that's the only
on. This
reason I
is
brought
shit.
it up
I'm
because
sure,
you
I'm sure,
mentioned it like a
I'm
couple days
sure
ago.
your
It's not even
viewers are
old.
loving
It's
this right
fresh.
now. Like,
Yeah.
like this is good. This is great. This is great, mature conversation, bro.
I fuck
You
with
know what I'm
Fat. Let me
saying?
tell you something. Fat Joe is a gangster. Let me tell you something, dog. I'm a real street nigga. So real recognize real. Niggas going
Uh,
around playing with Fat Joe. You don't play with a nigga
Fat
like that.
Joe's been in some
We
real
telling, but we telling
situations,
stories
just
right
like
now.
everybody else has.
Yeah,
Goddamn
he
right.
got his story. So let everybody else tell their story. Let's make this shit fair.
But again, I think when you tell them, you have to tell them with responsibility. You ain't a YN no more.
Facts.
Let the YNs tell the stories with hostilities and anger. Tell your stories and Just like the way you talk about how you rob 30 niggas in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Don't just don't. Yeah, like tell him like that. Make him funny. Make him light. Make him light. Don't make him so heavy because he went in on Buck for no reason. Absolutely no reason. I don't
It
know
was
where it came
brave though
from.
with Yayo in the building. I was surprised.
But that's why he did
I
it.
was flabbergasted.
And that was another reason.
What they
That was
call it?
another reason. Yeah,
Flabbergasted. I
yeah.
was
I
astonished.
didn't like it. That was another reason. Like you're only doing it because he's in the building. Like that ain't cool. That's
I didn't know what to think about
man.
it. So let me ask you something. What do you think about Fat Joe saying that Young Buck can't come on the platform because now because you know him and Fifth cool. Everybody's cool right now.
Yeah, that's
Is
so
that,
corny.
as a
I'm glad
journalist,
you.
is
I
that
didn't even
fair?
I didn't even know he said that. If he said that, that's you know why? Because hip hop, man. Like we are older, and of course, I'm not gonna do well if you don't. I don't get with the. If you don't fuck with that artist, then I ain't fucking with you. Like it ain't. It don't be that serious, man. Like nobody likes nobody in this fucking industry. Like 20, 30 years of knowing everybody, and everybody's gonna have some issues with somebody. If you're the type of nigga that, especially again, if you're an older nigga that does that, then you just haven't. Your brain hasn't matured yet. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know that shit is silly as hell. I didn't know he said that, but that's
Yeah, I
that.
was confused about that. But
Yeah,
shout out to
that's
them though. So shout out to Fat Joe and Jada show. Listen, I'm
shout out to
locked
Kiss,
in.
no doubt.
Sometimes I don't like they show. First I didn't like it. Then I liked it. Then I didn't like it. Then yesterday, my nigga, I was so entertained by their show. Just the camaraderie and the contrast between him and Jada. And then they left out of the room because you know Joe known for cutting people off. And you know, once in the blue, I had cut you off earlier.
No, it's cool.
Once in the blue,
We
I
all
do
cut
that.
each other off.
Exactly, and I like the way that
That's
they
how we
played
are
it
in the
out.
hood.
They hood that part. They be killing me in the comment. Last interview, they killed me, but that was something different. It was 2
Just
o'clock
don't
in the
let
morning.
niggas talk,
It was
man, in the
something else.
hood.
That
Nigga
part.
be like, ah.
That part, Zeno. That part, man. Yeah. So listen, we touched down on a lot of different topics, man. From the and we doing the Joe situation and the Jim Jones situation and stuff like that. Now, listen. There's one topic that's sensitive that I don't touch this topic. This is with your daughter and things of that nature.